या तेरी यादों का तेरी याद में निहा तेरी यादों का तेरी याद में निहा तेरी यादों का तेरी याद में निहा तेरी याद
Yo, what is up, man? Welcome to the Hesi podcast. What's good with you?
What's good? It's hump day. You know what I'm saying?
It's hump day for the one time. We up in this thing. You already know what's up, man.
You know what's up. And we got it. Sports, and, of course, sports. The real, the way. And, hey, if you out there, hit the like, subscribe. Sterling gonna give you the job.
Yeah, man, you already know. This is a new show. Me and Russ ain't new to this, but make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to the Hesi podcast. You can follow our socials down there. You can also hit us up on the YouTube machine. We're going to be here all the time, but it's the holiday season. We chilling and shit. But real quick, though, I got a recap last night because I had my dog on. My dog came on and kicked it with me on the Chop Up on the Buffalo Rumblings vidcast feed. And we were talking some Bills Cowboys. My guy over there killed that shit. Got a lot of feedback.
There was you set the alley-oop and I just dunked it. You know what I'm saying? You threw the lob and I did my Blake Griffin. You know what I'm saying?
No. I did the Wade, you did the LeBron.
Yeah. Can we go way back like hard, man? You did the Gary Payton and I did the Sean Kemp. Hi.
Hey, Sean Kemp was dope though.
Sean Kemp is one of the dopest players on the court that we had a chance to watch. I'm glad that our generation's lucky, man.
Yeah, no, we was in the golden age for real though.
Bro, we can have a whole show like this summer when things die down. We can have a whole show about the golden age that was the 90s, the early 2000s, and the 2010s.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got all of that. And some of us are old enough that we got the last of the 80s. I'm not.
Yeah, no, we getting up there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We old heads now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Did you go get some of that Henny? Did I tell you about you didn't get that yet?
I haven't gotten it, man. You know me, I'm stuck on my Irish juice. But tonight I'm dining on something different. If you're from Texas, I'm on them Shiners, boy. You know what I'm saying?
You on that Shiner bot?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Straight out of Texas.
The Shiner be hitting. The Shiner be hitting.
It does.
It's good shit. Usually when if I drink some Shiner, I'll throw a couple shots of whiskey in that thing.
No, that's live. I'm not going to do that on this fair occasion.
Okay. Well, I just tell you what I do. Do.
You know what? That might be something that I adopt though, because that doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, you ain't never did that.
I have with various drinks, but I just know it happens when you drop that shot in that beer. And when you drop the shot in the beer, I don't know about you, but for me, you can't just like sip it at that point. Once you drop the shot in the beer, you gotta yeah. I mean, it's good, but it's just a habit. It's just a habit of mine. And
I just sip it. I just sip it. I don't kill it.
I got a problem. Motherfucker be like me, just like four.
I'm just drinking water tonight, so now I feel bad. I feel like I got to go upstairs to get some Henny, but it is what it is.
Don't let me influence you. Don't let me influence you. Nah, man, drink your water. I got water too. You know what I'm saying? Water is the source of life. You know what I'm saying? It's good.
Well,
drink water, people.
For those of you out there listening, watching, wherever you are, we got a jam-packed show tonight. We're going to talk about Ohtani's mega deal. My dog over there. Hey, we got a lot to talk about on that. We're going to talk about, we got a question, if you could bring back any defunct sport team, who would it be and why? We're going to talk about that. In-season tourney came to it wrapped up and we got a winner there. Jayden Daniels won the Heisman. We're going to talk about college football, who's going to win it all, And then, we got some NFL that we're going to finish the show out with. So some hot topics there. Bills and Cowboys play this weekend. So,
that's we gonna sneak that in a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. So without further ado, let's do this damn thing. Ohtani, man. So nobody knew where this man was going to sign.
That was weird.
It was weird. There was reports that he was going to go to Toronto Blue Jays. You had guys like Drake coming out wearing his jersey, a Blue Jay Ohtani jersey.
He was.
Well, you know.
All right. So if y'all don't know, when I'm on the chop up, I'm a little bit more wrapped up. You know what I'm saying? I don't cut loose. I don't cut loose like that because as Sterling says, it's a family program. But this right here is for the adults. Man, ain't no motherfuckers gonna send that $700 million baseball player from Japan that we have not seen, the new Godzilla. And you remember, I don't know if y'all seen Godzilla, but you remember they had the regular Godzilla, and then they had that Mecha Godzilla. That super Mecha Godzilla that was fucking everything. That's him. He's not going to go play in Toronto. He's not going to go play in Toronto. He was only going to go play probably 3 places.
I thought, hold on now, before you gonna ruin the whole setup now. Shit. Now, I didn't think I thought it was possible, like, because there was reports that they were saying that old boy flew, he was in Toronto, but those reports came out and those were null. The reporter who actually reported it on a bad source came out and apologized. And then so you think the usuals, you think the Yankees, you think the Red Sox, you think, the Dodgers were in there, but it wasn't like my first choice of a place that he'd go. Okay. And then all of a sudden they're like, yeah. Well, the Ohtani sweepstakes are going to wrap up on Monday, and then we got a verdict on, was it Saturday is when we found out he signed for $700 million. Now, there's a kicker. I don't know if you know this part. You probably no, because we tweeted on it. There's a kicker. So the man, it's a 10-year contract. The man is making $2 million a season up until the last year of the deal, where he's going to get that $680 million just topped off. My man, I ain't never seen a contract like this. What are your thoughts on a contract like that? And what does it mean for Major League Baseball in general?
So this is, we ain't got it right now. So this is as a dear friend of mine would say, hey, you got $700 million in the bank to pay the motherfucker, you gonna pay him. So to me, it screams, we gonna have $700 million, probably. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't have to come up with it either way. But I'm just saying, the way that it's structured just screams to me that baseball is doing baseball things. I would like to see what's going to happen in year 7 or 8 of this contract to see how they're going to try to make it dissolve or split it up amongst some kind of, way. But the way they're doing it does scream to me that we ain't got it right now. But the way that it's looking, we should have it. Which, hey man, I guess. To me, I would want to hear from Ohtani. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to know, like, because if someone told me I'm gonna sign you to a 10-year contract, but you're not gonna see the bulk of it for 7 years, no.
That's crazy though. That's crazy. I wouldn't even have thought of a cutting a deal like that.
Sterling, we're cool. Like, if I would have said, hey, Sterling, man, if I was to give you, I'm gonna give you $10,000. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you $10 every month, and then 5 years from now, I'm just gonna break you off like $8,500. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'd be looking around like, Russ, man, I fuck with you, but you think I'm stupid? You think I was born last night? Like,
and it gets better. So there's clauses in the contract to where, like, if they change ownership or like as a manager he doesn't like, he has an out. So like he set himself up. Oh, and by the way, he's still guaranteed that money on the contract. So it's like, I feel like the Dodgers kind of sold their soul to this man, and I don't think he's worth $700 million, man.
He's not, because word has got out that the thing that makes him most amazing is not going to be a thing anymore. So if he's not going to be pitching and hitting at a rate that he was, which made him the best baseball player we've ever seen, then what's the $700 million? You know what I'm saying? You're either paying $700 million for a pitcher that's going to not to, I don't know, he's gonna break at some point, because he that's what he does. That's what a lot of these guys do, but that he gets injured. And so you're paying for a pitcher that's either going to get injured, Jay's got that shit, or you're going to pay for the most expensive DH ever. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And there's no DH in the National League. So.
And so, yes. And so it's kind of like, all right, and I guess you could. I don't know. It's just weird. I do think that he's the best baseball player when healthy. He's the best
for
baseball
sure.
player we've ever seen,
No
by
doubt.
far.
No doubt.
No one is better than that dude. But the thing is you got to be realistic because probably the second best player. This could be argued, and I know they're all in the background are like, God, stop talking baseball. So we'll get off this second. But arguably the second best baseball player is going to be on his team, and that's Mookie Betts. So it's gonna justifying that money. He gonna have to do some balling because there's other players on that team, but it's just $700 million for a guy that right now is hurt. We know how baseball goes. He's probably gonna get hurt again. And another thing we know about baseball is even though we all have our teams and we root for our teams, like you're a Mariners fan, correct?
Yeah.
Mariners. I like the Yankees. Some people out there that don't care about like their morals in life, like the Astros, Boogie, my friends in Houston. I'm just glad he didn't go there. But no, I'm not gonna shit on the Astros because the Yankees ain't shit right now, even though we got Soto. But this isn't a baseball show. But I just think that it's just one of those things we're just gonna have to see. But the way it's structured screams to me someone's gonna get hurt or someone's gonna get traded or moved because, like you said, they don't like what's going on. It just doesn't. It screams to me like the Pujols deal, bro. It's like that's a lot of years, you know.
Yeah, it's a lot of years. So hopefully they can put a lot of talent around him. So maybe then winning a couple World Series, right? Will ease the kind of $700 million over 10 years. Blah, they got to win a couple titles for that to feel justified. Because I think he's probably a $350 million player.
Yes, I was gonna say that
sounds about right.
Two things too. They either because baseball is older and it's gotten past the point of championships or bust. And two things in baseball, he's either gonna have to put up stats that make him look like the best player ever if they never win. Three roads, I guess, or they're gonna have to win a couple titles because their team is so great. Or if everything goes right, both. But you know what I'm saying. We'll see though. We'll see. It'll be very interesting. It's just. It's kind of it's going to be very interesting to see how them boys perform because I know baseball's long as they need to win. It's not going to be like I know you said we'll see if they got the talent. They got the talent. They have more than enough talent. If they don't win next year, it is a failure.
It is,
or at least lose fighting hard. You know what I'm saying?
I will be considered a mass failure. But it ain't my team. Shit. Like I just can't.
Mine either.
I can't believe they decided to spend that much money on a guy. It's just asinine to me. But whatever. Like I mean, I'm sure the kids are happy around there. That boy family gonna be eating for generations to come.
Oh, the Dodgers are gonna be the shit on the show though. Like on the show, the baseball game, Dodgers gonna be.
They're gonna be. Everybody's gonna be picking the Dodgers. I mean,
I hope that's cross-platform too. With the season,
we're gonna see.
It is cross-platform. The season sucks. MLB the show. Give us a real season, man. Some of us just want to play a baseball season with our PS5 friends, a real one.
Hey, so let's why don't we pivot to the next topic real quick? So
let's get it. The question is, like, go ahead.
I know. We're gonna hit it with a light one. So this is the NBA question. So if you could bring back any defunct sports team, who would it be and why? And when we talk about defunct sports team, so you're thinking of a team that's no longer around. Okay,
mine's been the same for the last. I forget. I guess you could say like maybe 20, maybe 17 years. I don't know when they disbanded. 2000.
Okay, so
how long was 2007? What's 2007? That's 18 years, 17 years, 17 years.
Long enough.
Seattle SuperSonics, 100%. 100%. Quickest answer ever. If I could control things in sports, I would I don't pick a team that's not good right now. The Pelicans, y'all asses in Seattle.
Oh man.
I think the NBA needs to put a team in Seattle so bad. Like Seattle there's certain teams that no matter where you're from, like they're cool. Like Charlotte Hornets, like they're cool, bro. Like when they were gone for that minute, it was like, man, we need the Hornets back. That teal and purple was dope. Like the yellow, the gold and green, like we just talked about. It's crazy that we did that was worked in because that wasn't on purpose. But the Sean Kemp days and even older cats know about the guys that was shooting threes before threes was popping. I know. Yep. I remember Lewis, Rashard Lewis. Straight out of Texas, Rashard Lewis was out there balling. Ray Allen had a stand out there. To be honest, I think that's why KD and Russell Westbrook and Harden never won because they weren't supposed to be in Oklahoma. That shit was supposed to be the livest Seattle SuperSonics team you ever seen in your life, and it was robbed and taken from us because of money. I wish the Seattle SuperSonics were here.
They were fun, man. They were a lot of fun. Their jerseys and their whole vibe was just super dope. You know, I would venture to say the Vancouver Grizzlies.
That's it, bro.
I want the Vancouver Grizzlies back, man. Their uniforms, that whole Vancouver thing was just
and honestly, you could believe more that there was actually Grizzlies in the cold tundra of Vancouver. Right. So it was like, and then they had Big Country. They had Damon Stoudemire running out there. This is so crazy that we're talking about this right now. But yeah, like me and my homie was talking about it just a little while ago because he was like, I need a Vancouver Grizzlies jersey. And we was gonna Sharif Abdul-Hamoud. Was it Hamoud? Rahad? I am so sorry if I messed it up. Had a mid-range though.
But yeah, yeah.
But the Vancouver Grizzlies is a good one. I always say, even though friend of the show, listener of the show, my homie Chris, I know you hate them now because they left, but the Oilers, that color scheme,
Houston Oilers now, their uniforms were dope.
I think that just needs to the Titans owners are hoes.
The Texans, man, you just wish when the Texans became a team that they could have taken that whole Houston.
That's thing. The Oilers owner and the dude that owns the Titans. That's his fault.
I know.
But people do that, you know. What
iconic, man.
I wish that the Oakland A's didn't have to leave Oakland. But I will say this. Dear Las Vegas, please, just for me and my sports nostalgia, they have 1 year in Vegas where they're not going to have a place to play. Raiders, open that bitch up and let them play baseball on the football field like back in the day.
Now, okay.
That would be so live if the Las Vegas A's came out there and played.
So I was in Vegas about a month ago, and I got to see where the A's are going to be playing. So that they have a minor league team out there, and that stadium's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. So they, I don't know if I want to see them in that stadium because them niggas trash, bro. Like I don't want them in the Raiders stadium because they trash.
The Raiders trash right now.
Yeah, but see, it's like the NFL is held in such high regard. You can't put them niggas in there, man.
Man, back in the day, they played in the same spot.
But that was dope though.
And I was just saying they should do that just for even if they just have a throwback night.
Man,
they should put the baseball field in the middle of that bitch on a Monday Night Football, just the lines, and have people in there yo. I know young people what the hell, man, bro? Why is there dirt on the field? You don't understand. Dude. You don't understand. That used to be
so iconic, dog.
Bro, watching them live on TV back in the day, used to be so cool. Because you was bro, half the field is dirt. And they just mobbing in it, and it was cool. But yeah,
dude, that was live. So I remember that. All right, so we got that wrapped up. All right, so in-season tourney. So and the conspiracy theorist in me, I know you're gonna hate this take, but I'm gonna tell you.
Oh God, here we go.
The NBA had to have LeBron win it because he's the GOAT, and it's another notch in the belt, But the Lakers come out on top. The Lakers came out on top, and they won it with defense and depth, something that they been struggling to find in recent years, and they did it. So I ain't gonna take nothing from them. The NBA has now come out and said that in the future they would like the winner of the in-season tournament to get an automatic bid. That's my haters rant. So
that was common sense. They should have had that this year. There should have been $500K automatic playoff bid. Me personally, look, I'm gonna put it like this because I can go on a whole diatribe and rant about how I don't like how people just don't like the tournament or are upset about the tournament. Mm-hmm. It is not one, it is not a championship, NBA championship. So to the people out there like trolling and saying it is, well, you're trolling. And to the people out there that are mad at the fact that something else can be won in the NBA, shut up. Like it's like in the future we are going to say this cat had 4 MVP. We're not talking about LeBron, but just any other. Let's just say years in the future, player X. Oh man, he was cold as hell. He had 3 MVPs. He won the in-season tournament like 3 times, and he had 2 NBA Finals titles. Like it's just going to be a stat. Like the MVP is a stat. Like something like that is a stat. It is a really good addition to the middle of the season for once in our entire generation. Like we just talked about how we're lucky that we've seen a lot of basketball and a lot of football through these years. For the first time ever in our lives, the beginning of the season of basketball has mattered. The beginning of the season of basketball has not mattered at all. It has just been more time for them to warm up. We got to see the Oklahoma City Thunder that they was about that life. We got to see. That's why I want to see teams get an automatic bid. But we got, and I'll talk about that in a second. But we got to see Halliburton show out.
Oh, Tyrese Halliburton was great.
We got to see the opening weekend. We got to see Steph ball his ass off and was like, nah, bro, like I'm trying to get that bread. And that's another thing. When you put some money on the line and tell some boys to hoop, you're gonna get a show. You are going to get a show, and $500K per player, not split, per player. That was, man, it was worth all. I just think people are getting so mad at the fact that they take their GOAT debates, you know what I'm saying, so seriously, and they want so bad for different players not to have, dude, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. LeBron won it, not you, dude. Not saying you, dude, but I'm just saying people out there, America, it is what it is. LeBron won, and he probably won because Tyrese Halliburton caught that hot streak, and Greek didn't do what he was supposed to do. Because honestly, if the Lakers would have played the Bucks probably would have beat them.
Man,
in my opinion,
I don't know, man.
I think in a 1-game scenario in the middle of Las Vegas, I think the Bucks can get that shit done. If Anthony Davis ass can go out there and go for missing fucking layups and go out there and be on fire and be doing his thing, then yes, I truly believe that Dame, which I think will get out of this funk, and that'll be other episodes later
listen
down.
Listen to this though. If Anthony Davis, if we can get that Anthony Davis more consistently, I don't think there's a team in the league that can beat the Lakers in a 7-game series. If Anthony Davis, if you took a snapshot of the Lakers during the in-season tournament run with Anthony Davis at that level consistently, there ain't nobody beating the Lakers.
And if anybody, you ask anybody I know, I love Anthony Davis, and I'm the Anthony Davis guy. But I'm gonna tell you, we've been waiting for that for over a decade.
And it's sad that we don't get it more often.
At a certain point in time, I just realized, like, okay, I feel you, bro. You're not gonna give us, 3 crazy good games in a row. You're going to give us, 1 good game, a bad game, a good game, a good game,
and a bad game.
You know what I'm saying?
And then you're hurt.
But you're going to show up in like game 7s and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's one of those things that you deal with. He's not gonna dominate, quote unquote, dominate a series or anything like that. But he's gonna do his job. But I don't expect for Anthony Davis to do. But I do think this was, for me, this was more of a. I know people don't like LeBron, but this is what I like about LeBron, because he's not my favorite basketball player ever. I just like the fact that he takes his job seriously. Like he takes basketball like, see, I'm not saying the other people don't, but like everybody in the world was yelling and screaming, and I think that's why they won. Everybody's, does it matter? Does it not matter? Da, 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 da. And he was like, look, $500K, another type of trophy. He just looked at it as, look, it's something I can win. And I truly believe, I see people posting shit about like, we don't hang banners. If Kobe was playing, and God rest his soul, if Kobe was alive, he would have fought to win that shit. I swear to you on everything, Kobe wouldn't have been in that bitch like this in-season tournament don't matter. He would have tried to win it just like Bron tried to win it, and probably more so.
Yeah.
Like the nigga would have probably tried to go for 70. An in-season tournament for Kobe Bryant in November? December? Oh, come on. No, he's like Carmelo, all those guys that played, like Shaq, all of them, they all would have tried to dominate, because if you tell somebody, I'm going to give you a trophy and $500K, you going to play? Yeah, I'm going to play. And it's going to matter. Like, and if you think it doesn't matter, you're just a sore loser, or the guy you didn't want to win won. Like, and for that, deal with that shit. Like, I wanted the Mavericks to win, and they shitted the bed. Like, Luka complained about the courts. but Luka busting people ass. Might be the MVP.
No, he is though. We'll talk about Luka sometime. All right, so that wraps up the NBA portion of the show. But so now we're gonna kind of pivot. We're gonna kind of Hesi, if you will, to college football. College football is the I-Ching right now. Real quick, I don't know if you've seen. I'm gonna send you an interview when we're done with the show. But basically, I don't know if you saw it on Jason Whitlock, the kid that played football for Colorado.
I didn't because I blocked him.
I'm gonna show it to you, man. There's be some dudes out here crying, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. I blocked Jason Whitlock like completely.
Oh, I do too. But it came up on TikTok, and I had to see it because basically it's this kid crying, former CU player, because Dion told him that he had to go.
I saw the story on that.
How soft do we gotta be now? How soft do we gotta be?
I saw that.
Weren't good enough. It's Division
I. The light skin dude with the high top.
Yes.
Curly high top. Yes.
Soft.
Yes.
That whole thing was soft. Shame on Jason Whitlock for trying to out Deion Sanders like that. But anyway, Jayden Daniels.
See, that's why he's blocked out, because I saw it from a different perspective of what you just said. Look at the bitch assness. I know you're not supposed to speak of his name, but that's one good thing P. Diddy did. Like, he said, stop the bitch assness. You know what I'm saying? So, you just gotta. I almost said a Dave Chappelle joke, but I can't do it. But yeah, no, you gotta stop it, man. Like, I think that at a certain level, these aren't peewee kids, bro. Like, you can feel sorry for the kid in high school or the kid in middle school or the elementary school kid, or you can feel sorry for them, man, you know, because they're locked into a situation, and it is what it is. You find out you're not as athletic as you want to be, all sorts of things. You have already been accepted to a D1 college football. It is up to you, and you're an NIL nowadays, which to me, I see both sides of it. So if we're going to pay you money, we're going to treat you like you paid. If you're not performing, we don't want you. Like, if we weren't giving you money, free food, free gear, football experience, you wouldn't want us either. So like, it's not like people are picking these programs based off of just pure love. Like, Oklahoma ain't knocking on random motherfuckers' doorsteps saying, "Hey, you want to come play?" Nah, you got to be nice with the shits. Like, you know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers ain't trying to go play in Texas for nothing. You ain't going to that 40 for nothing. You're going to that 40 because you're getting paid, you get notoriety. And when you put on that burn orange and perform, the NFL's eyes go, ooh, same thing with ain't shit in Tuscaloosa. But that stadium and that team, you know what I'm saying? So it's a transaction. So I feel like the kid, and you know me, I side with players all the time, but to that kid, bro, no, and triple no. Bro.
It's just super soft, man. And they got to do better. I mean,
and I hate calling the young bro. And I hate calling the younger generation soft and being, because, you know, we don't want to be get off my lawn. So I'm not going to say y'all soft, but I'm going to say that you got to get that out. What talking about? Oh, he shook my hand and then Dion just said, tell him why. And
he just pointed to the door. It's like, you are a Division I athlete, man.
Like,
the entitlement is crazy,
bro. It is nuts. Like with guys that like even with and I'm not going to branch off too much, but it's kind of in line with what Austin Rivers was talking about. I don't know if you saw that interview.
I did see that.
He was like, you was the only person with a bag in high school or junior college. Then you go to a bigger school, and they're like, we don't need you to do that because that guy's better than you. So you want to transfer, like without even trying it first, you want to scour the entire nation. Instead of saying, you know, I'm good enough to, you know what I'm saying, be a cog, like a starting cog or a cog period on a team, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they don't need me to 2-3 dribble step back. Maybe they just need me to catch it and shoot it. Or maybe they just need me to play some defense, you know what I'm saying? And like, so we're not going to get into basketball. Football, the same thing. Quarterbacks, I got to the school, I'm not starting. Man, I believe in the transfer portal. Like, I believe it should exist. I think it's a dope concept. I think players should have the right to move. But to be sitting there bitching and crying about the fact that a coach didn't want you, it works both ways. If you get to leave the coach when you need to leave him, then the coach can tell you to leave. Like, you shouldn't be. It shouldn't be like it used to be a one-way street where it was just coaches got to control everything, and now they said players, you can leave. You can leave. Stop bitch. You can leave. There are 100. What is 110? Is it 110 FBS schools, bowl eligible schools, and
something like that.
It's over 100 schools you can choose, bro. If and they lost and they won one game, so you need to look in the mirror because one, you played on a team that won one game, and number two, you got cut from a team that won one game. So you need some self-reflection, young nigga.
Did you read the comments though? They were like, one dude was like, "Well, that's crazy that he told the kid to leave from a team that finished only won 4 games on the season." It's like, oh my God, bro.
And
it just never ends. It never ends.
But it's just like the people that got mad at him for when he came and warned the guys and told them, hey, man, I'm bringing players. If you can't cut the mustard, leave. If you don't think you can cut the mustard. And the weak-minded people left because they didn't believe they could do it. Like a lot of these things that coaches do is just a test to see if you are going to fight through an adverse time, an adverse period. Like, and you can find out really quick, man. And Dion found out really quick who's ready. Like, the interview shows you, like, if he was really about that life, fuck that interview. Did Dion cut you? Yes. And I joined a team in the Big 12 because we play Colorado September 28th, and I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do if you really play ball. That's what you do if you really want to be, you know what I'm saying? And especially if you've already been accepted as a Division I athlete, you got some skill. So I'm not gonna sit here and call the dude trash, but his mentality is trash.
No, I mean, he's a Division I athlete. I mean, he gets some respect for that, but it's like you're not the victim here, dude.
Yes, at all.
So at all. All right, so
people wish they could get cut from a D1
let's
team.
talk about something
they had an
good.
Opportunity.
Jayden Daniels wins the Heisman, dog. He won the Heisman and he deserved it. The kid was phenomenal this season for the LSU Tigers, for the Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Did you by chance look at this man's stats? Can I just tell you what they are?
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, I just remember 50 touchdowns and I was like,
yeah, listen, this dude threw for 3,812 yards. Okay. He had a 72% completion percentage.
Yeah.
40 touchdowns passing.
Yeah.
Only 4 interceptions. Now, let's look at his rushing statistics. 1,134 yards and 10 touchdowns. This man was he was the offense.
How many players are on how many players are on a college football roster? What is it, like
92 or something like that?
Anything. All right, so to the other 90 guys, Neighbors and Jayden Daniels are excluded. What the fuck are you doing to the coaching staff? You had a quarterback that literally put the best stats up ain't that the best? That's the most touchdowns, isn't it? Is it?
It has to be pretty close.
It's close.
I don't know for sure.
I know his completion percentage and everything he did was like top 5, I believe. And if I'm wrong, I could be corrected, and that's fine. Correct me, but I will say this: I love the fact that popularity did not win because I thought that Michael Penix would win, just so they could say the 3 highest grossing and rated schools plus the Heisman champion.
Yeah.
I'm happy for Jayden Daniels, and I'm happy for Jayden Daniels because we saw the video when he left Arizona State. He was going to Arizona State, you know what I'm saying? Herm Edwards Prize pick or recruit. Things didn't work out there when he decided to leave. Teammates calling him trash, saying he wasn't that good. And just to see, you know, that he goes to LSU, he plays under Kelly, and he gets it done. They you know, I believe not this year, but last year he was able to beat Alabama. Yep. This year it comes up, he puts up amazing stats. It's just an incredible season. Only thing I will say is I just hate when, and this isn't a diss to the players. This is more so like, and I don't think anybody else should win. He's deserving, but I hate when we end up with a Heisman that's not playing for a national championship or not in the mix.
Right. That's unfortunate.
That's the hurter for me. You know, maybe you should play. I forget. There's a lot of things else you could have done. But that's the only thing for me is I my point of view was this, and it would have. And yes, it's probably like a man, damn, but it would have cost him. Yeah, it would have cost him Heisman. My point of view is this: if you're gonna pick the 4 that you picked and fuck over Florida State, this is why it don't make sense. And I know it's not the same committee, but you're gonna fuck over Florida State, who went undefeated, and then the guy that gets the most stats but ain't playing none of the games, he win the Heisman. It's just ass backwards to me in college football. It's just like Jayden Daniels deserved it, but shit, if y'all gonna go for the favorites and y'all gonna give us what we want, then shit, pick motherfucking Michael Penix Jr. so we can see that motherfucker play against Texas and everybody else. And on top of that, I want to say this: stats are amazing. And yes, you know me, I was rooting for Michael Penix Jr. You know I was. And I was a little bit upset, but damn it, the kid took Indiana and made them popular at football for about a year and a half, 2 years. And then he goes out, and then he goes out here, to Washington, and he's actually in the playoff. And so after the Florida State debacle, and after watching this Heisman, NCAA, what does winning mean to y'all? What does winning games really mean to in any of this as y'all selection? Because obviously winning don't mean shit, especially if you take it to Washington. Let's be honest, Washington won shit. They weren't on nobody's radar unless you was out now.
There. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Before Penix got there.
Okay. Before Penix got there.
Let's just say before this year jumped off and you saw what he was able to do with Rome. I'm not saying they were lacking talent. I'm saying we weren't thinking about them. This man puts programs on the map. Like Michael Penix is a guy that takes a program that no one's thinking about and says, I make it hot. Like Indiana, like the moment he left, everybody left, coaching left, they back. And bad football is a non-existent sport.
He's a special player. I mean, there's no question about that.
I just think winning matters, and I hate to be the guy that's like Jayden Daniels. He deserved it. It's just I think that Michael Penix, in my opinion, with everything going on, the narratives and everything, I just think that man deserved to win it. But I do get the fact that shit, him and Bo Nix old as fuck. So
yeah, I'm cool. I like the fact that Jayden Daniels won it just because like he was the most dominant player in college football in the SEC. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like Penix does play in the Pac-12. And he's surrounded by, a couple first-round wide receivers. Just a little better situation, overall. But I just feel like you have 1,100 yards rushing and almost 4,000 yards passing. That's pretty impressive, man. He deserves it. Even though they weren't in, LSU's not in a position to play for anything substantial in the CFP, but they're okay. I think Jayden Daniels, I mean, he's going to go to the NFL. I think he's going to be a pretty good quarterback. I think
he's leaving. He's leaving, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a senior. He's a senior. So yeah, he's going to be coming out.
With these COVID years, you got motherfuckers playing 6, 7, 8 years.
Oh, Knicks. That's
a whole nother thing. I mean, Penix to a degree. Cam Ward's going to start the train now. Mm-hmm. Fucking Dylan Gabriel. I'm gonna go play for Oregon, but I guess that's just like if you're from
it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, if I'm you, I'm not worried about Dylan Gabriel at all.
I'm not. I just don't want to talk. Don't have anything nice to say. Don't say anything.
Yeah, I mean,
bye. I am completely happy with our 5-star blue chip quarterback recruit that we have, and I hopefully that it doesn't come blowing back in my face. Pause. If barring bad play or injury, but I think Jackson Hall is going to be a stud, so I'm not really tripping.
All right, so college football playoff is right around the corner. We got 3 weeks till the big games, and I'm the only one on the show that has a team in the college football playoff right now. So I just want to tell you that. Not that you already know that.
Oh yeah, it hurts, but the minions gonna cover you. Another team.
I know, right?
That other team got some people that be watching, that be looking like waiting.
So I want to ask you an honest question, and I know we boys and everything, so you could be honest, okay? But we're gonna talk about who's gonna win these games. Okay, and this may be a topic that we kind of talk about every week until we get to the big games, because I feel like my opinion has changed over the week as I think about it, mull it over, and so forth. So let's start with Texas, because we talked about this last week too. Texas, Washington today. Who wins?
Okay. It's hard for me to say,
right? Isn't it?
Man, it's just because I think just football overall, I'm like Texas, but talent on the outside and what we've seen Rome, Odunze, and Michael Penix do, clutch game after clutch game, it makes me think like, all right, them, a better quarterback, but and then I think Washington.
Before you get to your next point, let me throw something in there just to get you to think about this.
All right,
we're talking Steve Sarkisian and the Texas Longhorns not necessarily living up to expectations all the time in the recent history, like recent last 2 years, 3 years, right?
Yeah.
If you're a Texas Longhorn fan, that has to scare you a little bit.
It does, but the team is ready, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like it's one of those things where as a rival of the team and someone that's just because they're in my conference watched them a lot, like Texas can lose any game, but they will always go out there trying to win, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? They always go out swinging.
Okay.
And things might not go their way, but there's something about them in their it's like their slogan says, their fight, which they do have a lot of, you know what I'm saying? And so that knowing, I mean, I've watched both teams, but I watched a lot of big, I mean, I'm in the same conference. So seeing Texas, I feel like I've seen more of their players. I trust their players a little bit more because I'm literally sitting over here thinking in my head, like, Russell, you trust the Longhorns team as a whole more than you trust Washington. But you know that Washington is exceptional on offense at a position that makes a hell of a difference in college football. Because when you have a wide receiver and a quarterback that are on the same page in college football, it's different. It's like almost in college football, which is, I mean, not almost. It's like in college football, you can't stop that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, do I expect Worthy to do some things? Do I expect Ewers to do some things? Yes. Do I accept Sanders to do some things? Yes. I expect the Texas defense to play well, but something it's just like these playoffs have always been you either a juggernaut or the stars come out. You know what I'm saying? And I think I think that Washington, I really like Penix and Rome, but I think I'm a man that stands on mine, so I'm gonna go with Washington still because I picked them.
Okay, so you're gonna go Washington
because I picked them last time we talked, so I kind of have to. I don't want to waffle back.
You don't have
to.
I
do. Yes, I do.
So okay, so let's look at Washington real quick. So we know Michael Penix, we know the receivers, right? Mm-hmm. They're great. The offense is really good. Your concern has to be with the defense. That defense is Swiss cheese. Now, one could say that they got a little better towards the end of the season, but for the most part, this is the point. This is the part where I think Quinn Ewers and Worthy and those guys can really, they could take the game over at any point in time, because that defense, I mean, this game is like, it could be a complete shootout. You know what I'm saying?
These teams, but these teams have they both have flaws or things that could scare you that make you say, well, because like Quinn Ewers is awesome, but he can go have one of them weird Quinn Ewers games where he forgets what the hell he's doing at quarterback.
Or gets hurt. Gets hurt.
Or gets hurt. You know what I'm saying? And then on Washington's side, what if the trenches, they just lose? What if they just lose in the trenches? Because Texas got the D line. Yeah. They got some dogs. You know? So it's like you go out there and you're looking at the first three plays of the game. If Washington can't do shit, and they're just stuck or they're just getting dominated up front, the game's gonna be over. Because once that happens, like there's not really you can game plan as much as you want, but if you're getting your butt whipped up front, you're gonna need some miracles, a couple of them, not just one. So that's the only thing. That's the thing on Washington's side that makes me like sit back and say, because like it's like Texas come out here and win the line of scrimmage, run all over them, and also stop them from moving the ball. But at the same time, Texas is a team that could go out there firing on all cylinders and all of a sudden just forget. Like it would just leave. It's like, what the hell? Like did someone change the sticks? Like what the hell just happened?
Right.
So yeah. So but
okay,
I'm gonna stick with what I said before.
You're still sticking with Washington.
Yeah, it's shaky. It's shaky.
Okay.
If I had my last, I'll put you this. If I had my last $20, I wouldn't bet it on Washington. I wouldn't bet it on Texas. I go to the nearest restaurant, get some meat, and just watch the game and enjoy it. I wouldn't bet on it. But yeah, I'm gonna go Washington. I'm gonna pick Washington. I'm gonna go
today. I'm gonna go Texas in this game. I just think that Texas has the roster. You know what I'm saying? Like they not only do they have the roster, but I feel like they have the big game mentality. Like Sarkisian's been in big games before, right?
Yeah.
You even though he hasn't as of late, playing Alabama was huge for them, and beating Alabama was huge for their confidence. Washington beating Oregon twice, albeit a good win, but Oregon's one of those teams that kind of underachieves too. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just like, because Oregon should have beat Washington both times. If you ask me, I felt like they're the better team.
That game also, and that speaks to something about Washington. Like we can beat teams better than us, and the reason why is because we got these two guys, and we got some other players, but we got this quarterback.
You can't do it without defense.
You can't. But Texas is a team that has the weapons, but for some reason, it's very good but not dominant. And I'm talking about this year. Very like Xavier Worthy should be able to catch 3 touchdowns a game off of the fact that he's faster than every other human on the field. But it doesn't really happen that way. Play calling, whatever, it just doesn't happen that way. Then you got Sanders, their tight end. He's just
really
good. And you know, when we get on our draft shit, he's gonna be top 5. But really good tight end. But it's kind of like, you know, like why aren't you would think that Texas would be winning games like Georgia wins games. You know what I'm saying? Like really, really, really dominating opponents that have equal ability. But whenever Texas plays against someone that has equal ability or matches them, I'm not saying they're gonna lose, but the game is closer than expected. So I have Washington, and I'm picking Washington because I think Michael Penix will take him over the top.
All right, I'm gonna go Texas here. All right, so
shots on it.
We're gonna have to. Let's
3 shots.
Yeah. Hey, put 5. Shit.
All right, so here's what we do, because me and my homies do this as well. So what we do is we say, I don't want your money, but I want a little bit of your pride. So we're gonna put shots on it. And here's what happens. So whoever wins, you have to take the shots and you have to put them on camera. And so I guess it'll be in the
5 shots will kill me.
In the but you got to put them on camera. You know what I'm saying? So I guess what we're gonna do, this gives us a reason to set up some sort of like Discord or something for the
we just do it on the show, and we'll just.
Oh, you're gonna do it? Oh, that's even better.
Live.
That's even better. Okay, so all right, so because I'll do them. You know. What you call it about me? So I'm gonna do them. So I was kind of worried about you. So the loser, because if Texas wins,
you should be.
Because 2 things. If Texas wins, y'all are going to get a fucking hell of a show the next Wednesday that comes on. Because, yeah, I'm going to do these shots and I'm going to do them in great fashion. But if they don't win, we're going to have fun watching Sterling get them hoes in. We're going to make sure all the guys from Houston get to watch as you take them things, even my homies from San Antonio. But
I shouldn't even be taking Texas because I talk shit about them early in the season. So
you do, but you ride now. It's stamped in stone. We wrote that shit in blood.
It is what it is.
You print your finger and sign. The contract.
Okay.
So all right. So is it 5 or 3? 5 or 3? I'll let
3.
you
3. Go 3. Right. 3. Now
we're not done. Letting you make. All right. What's up?
Not done. Michigan, Alabama. Now,
so okay, I think. Well, hold up. Can I say this? Because I think we're both going the same way on this game, even though people think we're stupid. So I think the punishment for this one is because I know where you're going. You have to. You're aligning with them, and I've already told you what I think.
I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
And okay. So I'm gonna put you like this, and this is gonna get clipped, and this is gonna go out there because y'all know you seen the reel. They like the reel. They like the reel of us. We got some reels, but the one of me talking shit to Alabama. So it's fuck y'all like forever. You know, forever. So I'm with the beef. So like Alabama fans, fuck you. I will never pick you in a game. I don't give a fuck if Jesus comes down and says I'm playing for the team. I'm gonna be like, well, I love you, God, but you gotta lose this one. And you know he wouldn't play for Alabama anyways. But no, I'm not picking Alabama. Can't pick them. All jokes aside, I don't think that they're this big juggernaut. I think they won when they were supposed to, and now they up in the mix, and that's Georgia's fault. And
okay,
I have to just say Georgia, it happens. But Alabama, I don't know what link means because that's a piece of sausage that you put in a biscuit and you eat like a hot dog in Texas. So yeah, Texas won. I'm not a Texas fan, but Texas won. It is on Georgia, but Georgia lost. They fucked it up. Bama's in that bitch, but I hope they lose. I tell every Bama fan, I saw a woman in my gym the other day, and I walked by her, then I turned around and gave her the wrestling man point, and I said, y'all didn't deserve it. And she looked at me and said, damn. I said, I mean it, but I love you, but I mean it. Like, so, Alabama, I wish nothing but the worst upon you.
Oh yeah.
Besides injuries, I wish nothing but the worst upon you. I know this negative energy is going to help them, propel them probably to where they want to go. But fuck that. Fuck Alabama. Fuck this link shit. There's nothing in Tuscaloosa but dirty elephants and dirtier water. Go blue.
So,
like I'm
okay. All right. So I can't not pick Michigan, right? And you know,
no, you can't.
The betting line is Michigan's the favorite by 1.5. But everybody's putting their money on Alabama. Okay. But here's why I think Michigan will win. I just feel like JJ McCarthy, he's gonna be fully healthy and he's gonna run the ball.
White boy boogie.
He's gonna run the ball. And I feel like Alabama doesn't have an answer at linebacker for Michigan's tight ends. Okay. This is not the same Alabama in the past, and I feel like the trench battle, the trench war, I think Michigan can get them. If you talk about running the ball, Michigan on offense with Blake Corum up the middle, because their defense, Alabama's defensive tackles aren't great. They're not. It's not like Quinnen Williams.
No, you're right. It's parity. Like there is real these like. I not argue, but I get mad at Texas, but they're like, man, this guy at my gym, he was like, man, you're an Oklahoma fan. Y'all got to go to a bunch of playoffs. And I was like, yeah, but we play Juggernaut Georgia and Juggernaut Alabama. Y'all get to play just a straight up Washington team. And for Michigan, people may say, why do you think that Michigan gets this Alabama team is very good. Like when people sit here and say we lived through this. This ain't Alabama of 3 years ago.
Right.
3 or 4 years. No, this ain't every recruit in the nation going to one school because they want to practice against every other cold person. Like there's some spread out. There's some pair that spread out. I think that Michigan, and I will say this, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. Watching Michigan and just I don't know him, but knowing what I think I know about Jim Harbaugh from watching him in the NFL in these years that he's coached is that he plays it close to the belt until it's time to let it all hang out. Pause. And
that's a great point.
And I think that in this playoff, I think that he's going to let JJ McCarthy do so. That's why I call him White Boy Boogie, because I think JJ McCarthy is a lot better than we think he is. I think JJ McCarthy does what he's told, follows the game plan. But if you watch Michigan, anytime it's time to turn up, like he turns up, running, passing. I think the fact that you got Blake Corum, who's actually healthy this year. I think the fact that people are looking at that and looking like, damn, it's not. I don't think it's that same. Now Alabama, they crucial. Jayden Milroe, hey, he's cooking right now. Young boy baller from Texas, he's cooking right now. I forget his name, but the receiver that transferred from Georgia, number 3, I believe it is.
Isaiah Bond.
He balling. Yeah, Isaiah Bond. He balling right now.
Yeah.
Their defense is clicking. They may not be a defense that is just overly dominant, but no one's is because the players are spread out because of NIL and everything else, which is good for us as fans. And so I think that people looking at it like SEC versus you're going to look at two really good teams play. And I think that in the beginning of the game, we're going to find out because I think Michigan State has the best offensive line in the country.
You mean Michigan?
Michigan, I'm sorry. I think Michigan. I'm sorry.
He said Michigan.
I'm not going to make any jokes. I'm not going to make any. I'm not going to make any jokes. I'm not going to make any jokes. But my bad. But I think Michigan does have the best offensive line in the country. And that's just because I believe if you could play bland the whole season and win all your games, that means your offensive line is doing everything they can, and it's all about execution by your skill players. And so, and that's a very dangerous team that can do that. And so I think that when they do get out there versus Alabama, we're going to see a little bit of different, scheme, a little bit of different wiggle schemes and wiggling a different couple of plays that we haven't seen before.
I think they're going to open it up. When you look at like Alabama in that defense, I just think they're just not the same. There's holes, and you make a good point about JJ. They're gonna empty the clip. They're gonna empty the whole clip. We saw that last year with TCU, and Michigan had 45 points, 50 points. TCU had a bunch of points.
What's gonna happen again? I think this is gonna be a shootout. I think Jayden Milroe is gonna put on a show, even though I think that Michigan is gonna lose. I think that. No, but I even though I think that Michigan is gonna win. I'm sorry. Even though I think Michigan is going to win, I do think that Jayden Milroe is going to put on a like CJ Stroud type. Oh my God!
I'm gonna tell you something. Here's a big if. If Milroe can complete passes in the short to intermediate area of the field, which he struggles with. So like if you ask him to throw a deep ball, he could do that all day. Okay, here we go. So if you ask him to throw a deep ball, he could do that all day. Michigan has two good corners, right? But if you ask Jayden Milroe to hit the short to intermediate areas of the field, he struggles. And here's the deal. This is what I'll tell you. Michigan, they get their defensive coordinators from the Ravens. And who do the Ravens have a quarterback? Lamar Jackson. So these guys are used to seeing this each and every week, okay? So what I'm telling you is this. Jayden Milroe is going to see a defense that he's not ready for yet because it's going to be NFL type of principles, and he's going to have to play quarterback. He ain't going to be able to just run the ball. Huh?
What Texas did to him.
Yeah, what Texas did to him. They are going to
like what you did, like that's what Texas boxed him in and was like, we got athletes to keep up with you. Pass it.
Yeah. You're going to have to throw the ball to win this game.
Yeah. And what you said is a big deal. And I know I make the joke all the time and say, oh, it's draft Sterling. But you know this, and you said it, them short to intermediate passes, those win tough games. And young quarterbacks have trouble making those passes.
Yep.
And we're talking college.
They're gonna bait Jayden Milroe. They're gonna show him stuff, pre and post snap, and they're gonna change the picture, and he's gonna have to make big boy throws. So if he can do that, they can win. If he cannot, they're gonna force him into some turnovers.
And I also think that Michigan's defensive line and the pressure that they can bring is going to be a big deal. Whether they bring it or not, I think that's going to be a main story of the game because they're going to be chasing him. He's going to make plays, but I think if they're able to box him in and do what they need to do, it's going to be a real rough day for Milroe. But I just think that Michigan's going to have trouble doing that. But I think that J.J. McCarthy is better than we think.
He's the key. And I'm telling you right now.
When I say we, I think it's America as a whole, people that watch the games.
If he declares for the draft, he's going top 15. He's going to blow the workouts out of the water. You're going to put him in front of a board, right? And you're going to ask him about these concepts and he's going to know because Michigan has an NFL type of offense. He's coached by Jim Harbaugh. He is going to kill the pre-draft process, all that stuff. So he's going to go top 15. I'm telling you, what's really funny to me, he doesn't play in a spread type of offense. He plays in a very NFL stylistic offense. and they don't ask this because they, this is what I learned in scouting community. Just because a player doesn't do it doesn't mean he can't. They don't ask him to do, throw it all over the yard. They just don't.
They say that's the biggest key when you're scouting somebody is just, you're trying to find some film to say, can they do everything? Can I see them doing? Because if I can see them do it once, I can coach you to do it a lot. So you know what I'm saying? That's the belief.
I'll go on and say I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna say Michigan beats Michigan beats Alabama in this game. So let's put our college football talk to bed. Now we're at the end of the show here. Okay. So we're gonna talk some. We're gonna for the next 10 to 15 minutes, we're gonna talk some NFL. All right. So Philadelphia Eagles got their ass whooped by the Dallas Cowboys this past weekend. Now, I, for one, did not see that happening. All right. I thought that the Eagles were going to put up a better fight just because, they lost to the 49ers. Yeah. It was kind of ugly. I did not see them coming out, losing another game in a row, 2 games in a row. I'm like, okay, well, shit. Like, I feel like, Dallas came out and Dallas showed me something. Like, they could be the best team in the NFC. They could.
It was a game where, as a fan, you wanted to blow them out. You might have thought that it may be a struggle, because the first game you feel like you should have won, but it was a struggle. But the showing that the Cowboys put out there showed me 2 things. Some teams are on the incline and some teams are on the decline. And right now, with the way which the Eagles have played a lot of difficult games in a row.
Yep, they have.
They're coming up on a part of their schedule that's going to give them a little bit of rest. So I'll give them that. But it looked to me like a team that was on the ascension. I always say in football, sometimes playing a lesser competition is necessary because you got to just see yourself. I said this last night. You got to see yourself be able to do it. So that you can believe that you can do it. And the Cowboys were just on a rocket ship up. The Eagles are a rocket shit down. But they're on a rocket ship up. Right now, the Eagles are falling. But they do have a couple games. Now, I will say I'm looking for them to be on upset alert against Seattle and against Arizona because Kyler is back. And a lot of times, games like that, you can see good players like Kyler Murray still won. So those are the ones I'm watching out for. But I do believe the Cowboys I think they are. San Francisco's the only thing in their way. You made the joke last night. You were like, the Eagles are a hurdle. And I was like, yeah, they're a hurdle, but San Francisco's a wall. So yeah, I think that San Francisco is a team that the Cowboys can aim for, but you got to take it one game at a time. There's not really. It's a remains to be seen type situation that comes with this NFC. We know what we've seen. Every team has shown up. Like we had the Eagles time in their season where they were showing up. The San Francisco have been a steady force throughout the entire year, and the Cowboys showed up when they needed to. So all these top teams like Detroit, and the ship's kind of wavering, but Detroit was doing what they needed to do. So this is kind of like, all right, you guys have set yourself up to be called. We're not going to talk about Atlanta. I'll just say one thing. It is a damn shame that a team like that is going to get to host a playoff game, and we're going to have to call it the Special Olympics because their coach is their coach and does things that make me think he might be in a special classroom in the corner of the building of the school. Anyways, I'm going to get in trouble. But yeah, I think that it's just setting up. We just got to see what's going to happen going forward. See what Dallas is going to do, what Detroit's going to do, what the Eagles are going to do, what San Francisco.
So let's talk about moving forward. Okay, now we saw the Bills come out and they beat the Chiefs, right?
I don't want to pitching. Stop, bitch. I'm sorry, I couldn't say this last night because it was a family show. Stop bitching. Stop bitch. Patty Mahomes, you looking for fouls that don't exist at the end of the game. Kadarius Toney, your motherfucking foot was a mile. You might as well just ran the route. Shit, fucking offsides. Just get a false start, my nigga, because you was and restart the down because you was halfway across. To the people crying because it was a great play, ho hum, what whoopee cushions, my nigga. I don't like it doesn't matter if it was a great play. San Francisco, yes, we can agree to that right now. But what doesn't matter if it's a good play. I want the Chiefs and everybody that loves the Chiefs and everybody that wants that play not to be called to stop bitching. He was offside. size. Do better. You got 2 receivers on that team, 3. Sorry, Sky Moore, you're included in this. That are poo cheese, whoopee cushions, poop. And that just do not do their job. And I'm tired of sitting people. I just saw an article today talking about, well, the Kelsey and them we're good. We know what y'all got to do. That's football speak. You need them.
Oh yeah,
and you need them to believe that they're going to perform. But right now, my eyes are not. I'm going to believe my lying eyes, and my lying eyes says them 3 guys can't catch, and they can't do the right thing and lining up on the field. So I just don't want to hear anything else from Kansas City. Keep the window open if you can. That's all I got to say. If you can't, you can't. But stop crying about referees on that occasion. No.
I got tired of seeing them cry. Okay, but I don't even want to talk about them just because I feel like
I just had to get that off my chest.
Yeah, no, I feel like we got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, we do.
What I'm saying? So this week, you got the Bills and the Cowboys. We talked about this at length last night, and I got to be honest. As a Bills fan, I'm nervous for this game, man. I'm nervous for this game. I'm really nervous for this game just because.
I'm not talking shit. You should be. We on fire right
now. I ain't got nothing to say bad about the Cowboys. Like, they've impressed me so much. I just think that them going on the road in Buffalo, I think it's going to be hard for them. I think it's going to be hard for the Cowboys.
It's a test. It's a test.
They're not going to blow the Bills out. The Bills, that's one thing. The Bills do not get blown out. So it's going to be a close game regardless, right?
I think it's going to be. Because I don't believe that a 10-point loss is a blowout. Like, I think some people, when I say that, are like to me that means like the game could have been close the whole game, and like you just gave up a touchdown at the end. You was down 3, gave up a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Or you was down 7 and they was able to drive down in the last minutes of the game and kick a field goal and get up 10. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a good game back and forth, but you're nervous like you say, you're nervous about the game
nervous.
because I'm saying, but like for me, it feels like you're nervous because the Cowboys are playing really good. As a Cowboys fan, I'm like, okay, this is another stepping stone that unfortunately we need to step over. Like I know people say you move the goalpost for Dak, and it's like, no, these are things we need to do. You take care of business at home. You put up points at home. You beat the Eagles at home. Now you need to win an away game against a competitive team that's hungry. And that's why I was saying like last night when I was like, y'all are hungry and y'all need this. And I wasn't saying it like y'all are bottom feeders. I was saying like y'all are in a fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Y'all are in a fight for y'all's division and y'all need this. And the Cowboys are in a situation.
I don't know the division, just playoff spot in general. They need it.
Yeah. And the Cowboys are in a spot where they're trying to state their dominance. They're trying to say that we belong in the upper echelon. And in years past, this is a team that the Tom Brady's would win, that the Peyton Mannings in the regular season, that they would win to solidify playoff spots. Now, if the Bills lose, it'll be rough, but
it's fine. The Bill, if they could lose any game, this is the one that loses.
This one.
Like,
yeah,
it's fine. It's not an AFC opponent. So they'll be fine. All they have to do is win the next 3 and they'll be good.
Yeah.
Right. If you look at the Dolphins schedule, it's murderer's row. So the Bills will be fine. They can lose this game.
Dolphins gonna let me down. I wanted to talk so much shit, but they let me down like 42 Doug. Niggas let me down. But no, I agree with you. In the way that the Bills schedule set up, and I think these interconference matchups, in the middle and deep in the season, or even in the middle of the season, you can lose them. Like San Francisco lost to the Bengals. You know what I'm saying? You can lose them, but they're still measuring. Like, they're still measuring sticks, and they're very important measuring sticks to see where are we as a team. And on your side, it's, are we ready to fight, and are we ready to go make this playoff run and get this done? And to the Cowboys, it's like, are we ready to solidify ourselves as a team that people got to respect, not just wait for us to fail? Like, if they win this game in Buffalo, it's not a home game. Cowboys are really good at home. Not a home game. It's away. Hell, it's going to be more than likely it's going to be cold and dirty in Buffalo. On this weekend. I don't know if I haven't read the weather, but it's Buffalo, so it's gonna be cold. I wish we had Diggs versus Diggs. We don't, but it's gonna be a test for both teams. Both teams are gonna fight really, really hard to win this game because a loss does not kill you, but a win puts you in great position for both these teams.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a really good game. Right now, man, it just feels like the Cowboys, they're good. They're really good.
No,
They're
it
playing. They're
it
playing
feels good.
well, and they got depth. They got pass rushes galore. They, it's not just two guys, right? They got
like
Parsons.
14.
They're 4 deep at defensive end, right? Deron Bland was their third cornerback, and he's playing like an all-pro corner. He'll probably get all-pro recognition this year. They're phenomenal, and so the Bills are going to have the Bills are going to have their hands full. They're going to have their hands full. I don't know. If you ask me right now, I would tell you that the Bills. If I had to give you a score prediction, I would say 31-27 Bills. What do you think about that?
I expect you to pick your squad, and I'm glad you picked it there. I don't see it that way. I'm close to y'all.
Thomas, my dog said he said 27.
Thomas is a New York Giants fan. His opinion.
Hey, Thomas.
I'm joking. No, Thomas be on it. He knows a little bit something, but he hates the Cowboys. No, he's being biased. He knows he knows the type of game this is too. I'm not being biased, I should say. He knows the type of game this is too. But I honestly believe we're looking at an exciting game, America's game of the week. Tony Romo calling it. I'm thinking Cowboys win 34-24. Okay. We've given up some points, but I think it's one of those games where it's going to be back and forth. But in the fourth quarter, like I said, I think it's going to be one of those games where the Bills are. It's 27. It's like 27 to. It's 24 to 31. Some field goals get kicked, or the Bills are down 7 and the Cowboys got to make it down the field, you know what I'm saying, to kick a field goal to put it out of reach. Now, I think it's really one of those types of games where it's going to be close, but at the end, go ahead.
Me and Thomas was cool until you said this. See, this is when you need to put down ESPN First Take, okay? You need to put down Fox Sports. Josh Allen currently leads the league in total touchdowns.
Light a fuse.
There is no way that Josh Allen's having a shit year. He is top 5 in most categories in quarterback play. He is top 5 statistically. He's not having a shit year. You want to talk about turnovers? Guess who has 1 less turnover than him? Patrick Mahomes. Guess who has 2 less turnovers than him? Jalen Hurts. But we don't talk about that.
Can I say this though? Because I know this. I know this Thomas guy. So when he's saying that Josh Allen's having a shit year, knowing him, and this is what's so hilarious about him, he's not just talking about stats. He's just talking about the year in his life. Thomas talking about every day he wake up and he like, damn, all those stats you just named, and they still don't love me, man. they still don't love me, and I gotta go out here and do it again. So I think, I really do think that's like Thomas. That's where Thomas comes from. Is I think he's like, yes, stats are good, but this shit been rough. This shit been rough, cause like that's why I really mirror this season to a lot of those Dallas Cowboys 8-8 teams, because you sound exactly like a cow. Like, not trying. I know you're like, oh my god, but a fan of Tony Romo back in the day. You sound a lot like we would be like, look at his stats, like he's lighting this shit up. But then you look at him on Sunday and say, yeah, this motherfucker having a tough go at it. Like, we're 8-8 or we're 7-6. Like, we're trying to struggle through the playoffs. Like,
I don't even want to get into Sean McDermott, bro. That's the reason why the Bills their records like that. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to talk about Sean McDermott because that nigga makes me mad, bro.
Jason Garrett Jr.
He's something, nigga. If I could smack,
someone just turned the burner on
somebody. Sometimes I just want to smack that nigga. Just smack that nigga. But it is what it is. Josh Allen's got to endure that. He's got to endure that shit. But it's gonna be in closing. It's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be a really good game. On paper, the Cowboys are the better team. They have the better roster. They got the better weapons. They got the better coach. Like there's no.
Can I say this as a Cowboys fan? Do we have the better weapons, or are our weapons playing better?
Y'all got the better weapons. Let me tell you why. You got CD Lamb who's playing like a top 5 receiver. Stephon Diggs is struggling right now. You have a real number 2 wide receiver in Brandon Cooks. Okay. You got a budding star at tight end.
Wait. Okay. Now that I know how you feel, I didn't know how you felt about Gabriel until last night. And shout out to Poe. That
nigga trash, dog. Gabe Davis is a whole bitch. He's trash, nigga. Listen to this, Russ. Are you with me right now?
Oh shit!
And listen,
this ain't Madden, Gabe.
In 3 of the last 5 games, Gabe Davis has 0 catches, 0 yards. 3 of the last 5 games, bro. His route
I ain't
running.
gonna defend him. I'm not gonna defend him.
This nigga route run, bro. He is so tight hip when he runs routes, man. I'm so sick of that nigga. And his hands
a vertical
are suspect.
receiver.
Y'all can have him, bro. Nigga, I will sell him for a bag of fucking Klondike bars, nigga. Get the fuck out of here. I'm tired of Gabe Davis. I'm so sick of that nigga.
What would you do for a Klondike bar? I mean,
not keep him on my roster. Y'all can take this nigga.
Y'all can have him. I give him away for
I'm sick of Gabe Davis. So fuck Gabe Davis right now. I can say that on this show. Okay.
No, you can. This is what. Yeah.
Fuck
hey, tell your people if you're joining us from the chop up, hey, it's a little bit different. You know, this is what
you know what I'm saying.
Hey, this is the mud. We'll see you nice. We'll see you nice on other days, but down here, yo, we tell like it is. And Gabe, you got the stone hand. You're looking like hot hands. But actually, you know, I'm my bad. If we're gonna talk about people not catching the ball, I know we're not. I know we didn't talk about them, but I gotta go back to the boys wearing red and yellow. Because shit, Marquez Valdez, Scaling, Sky Moore.
Oh, hey.
Shit, y'all niggas couldn't catch a cold in the wintertime. Yeah, you know, like
them niggas. I don't know what's going on with them, bro.
Boys couldn't catch a turtle on roller with rollerblades, boy. Anyways, yeah, man. Nah, I just
straight trash.
Nelson Aguilar, you are forgiven. He's looking at the TV like Leonardo DiCaprio. Hey, you see how I'm talking about me? Look at him, but nah. Yeah, you know, just Gabe got to do better. You can't have miscommunications with your quarterback. But all those things that we've named and talked about, are the reasons why I do think the Cowboys can come up on top. But I do think it matters a lot in football, real football that happens in real life when these guys go out there and have something that they want to prove. And I think that the Buffalo Bills, they want to put a notch in their belt. But I do believe my Cowboys want to make sure that the world knows this ain't no fugazi shit. We out here.
And y'all got to deal with that. Here we go with that fugazi shit.
Hey, you know, hey, you already know. Third Coast. They was trying to figure out what to call our offense because it's not the West Coast because they down south. It's the Third Coast offense. You know what I'm talking about?
All right, so
Houston.
We're wrapping up the show here. But is Dak Prescott the current MVP favorite right now?
Right now,
I think he is.
Yes. Here's how I see it. If the Cowboys are able, if Dak goes out here and wins this game against Josh Allen, which I think he will, and the reason you know what here, let me add this because I know we're about to end, but let me add this.
Okay.
I also think that we saw Micah Parsons a little down in the weather last week, and I think that this game for primetime athletes on both sides of the ball, some games. When Josh Allen and them have to play Jalen Ramsey, he gets up a little bit. That's you a good corner. Every completion I complete on you means more. And I think for guys like Micah Parsons, guys like Myles Garrett, like when Myles Garrett plays against Lamar Jackson, I want to sack you. I want to sack you. Like I gotta get you. And I think that this is a game where Micah Parsons is like, I'm only gonna play you once every 3 or 4 years. And I'm Micah Parsons. You're Josh Allen. You're known for running around defensive ends and getting off, and I'm known for sacking quarterbacks. So I'm trying to get at you, and I believe Micah Parsons is going to win that matchup. So I think that's one of the reasons. But I got Dak just MVP in it. I just if he wins it, if he takes care of business, good to go.
Okay.
I don't know if I backtracked, but
all right. I think
I had to go back. I had to go back.
This is a big one. I think it really, honestly, It's 3 players. It's Dak, Josh Allen, Brock Purdy. Those are I'm telling you, when the season is coming to an end, those are going to be the 3 players that you hear about MVP the most.
I got one more.
Who?
And you're going to say, Russ, get the fuck out of here. If Jalen Hurts goes out here, their schedule is
fuck that. Fuck that.
No, Pete.
No.
Bro, they play the Seattle Seahawks.
I don't care.
New York.
Fuck Jalen Hurts, nigga.
Why would you?
Well, are you okay? If you got a headache. You got a headache.
No. Pete me out. Bro, they were putting Jalen Hurts at the top of the list because of his push-tush touchdowns. They play the Seattle Seahawks, the New York Giants twice, and the Arizona Cardinals. He could put up monster stats.
He's going to have at least 3 passing touchdowns per game.
New York Giants twice. I'm sorry, Thomas. New York Giants twice.
Hey, boy, you better put some respect on my boy Tommy DeVito.
He doesn't play defense.
The mob boss.
Tommy Soprano don't play defense. And I love the look, and I love everything. I love his agent out there with the hat on. You know what I'm saying? Give him some gabagool. You know what I'm saying? Put some steak on it. You know what I'm saying? Sprinkle some Parmesan on the sauce and Anyways, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with it. I think it's somewhere along the lines, black people and Italians are intertwined.
I can't believe this nigga said Jalen Hurts, bro.
No, because, bro, you got to think about Pat statting is a real thing, and they had this man in the top. I feel you because you watch the film, and you're like, you can't win an NFL MVP, but tush pushes. But they're putting his tush push touchdowns, and they notice when they talk about Jalen, when they talk about every other quarterback, they're like passing TDs. When they talk about him, total TDs. And like 7 or 8 of them motherfuckers, maybe more, are like tush pushes. So it's like, I understand where you're coming from. I'm just talking about how these people vote. You know, and in the way back machine, if you just want to put some money on some shit that's not gonna happen, but may happen if the Dolphins get that shit together and light it up, Tyreek Hill could win that motherfucker. But that's way far out after that.
But their schedule is they ain't doing shit.
He'd also have to put up probably like 150 to 200 yards for the next 4 games. They'd have to win, and they need to win the division. But if they do that, Tyreek could win it. But I think right now, you're talking about front runner, guy that has it in the pocket, is Dak. And the only reason, and I'm not hating on Brock Purdy.
I think Dak will get it. I think he'll get it.
He will, because nobody believes that Brock Purdy could do this shit if Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey weren't fucking awesome. Because Christian McCaffrey's another one. That is like,
really don't win the
they don't.
MVP,
they don't. And so he's gonna take it away. Him and Deebo and the play of those guys are going to take it away from Brock Purdy. And that's not a shade to Brock Purdy, because he's balling his ass off. That's not a shade to him. That's just when you look at that team and you say, bro, you literally got 2 guys that you can just throw 2-yard passes to or hand it off, and they will score. Literally. Ask the Eagles. Deebo did it last week.
Solid.
Deebo did. The first game of the game against the first play of the game against Seattle, Christian McCaffrey breaks it. That's not your fault, bro. That them niggas cold, bro. It's not. But it's not, bro. I hate how people are like, he wouldn't be like, no, bro. It's not your fault that you have people on your team that are nice. You know, it's not Steph's fault that he's the greatest 3-point shooter ever, and he just happened to be on the same team as the 3rd best 3-point shooter ever. Because it's probably going to go Steph, Ray, and Clay. We can get into that another time. But yeah, it's just not his fault. But Dak has shown the qualities of leadership. Mm-hmm. He's picked his team up when they were down. Dak has just had an MVP type season, bro. Like, he picked his team up when they were down. He's making plays. He's playing really good against bad teams. He's playing really good against good teams. You can see as far as his teammates reacting to him. Like, he's just having an MVP type season, but it's up to them to finish it. And I hope he does. And if he does, I got something for the people, because there's a lot of people talking about Dak haters and who loves Dak and who hates Dak. Uh-huh. I call myself the honest Dak fan, and I tell it like it is, and that's the realest love that there can be. And let him win that ship, and let him win that MVP.
That's a compelling argument. But we're gonna talk more about that. This this weekend, for us, you know, you're gonna be on intentional grounding on Sunday after the game.
Yes, sir.
So for those of you who are watching the show and you want to hear us talk about the Bills and the Cowboys, the outcome of that game, you know, you find me on YouTube. All right, I'll post a link on the X machine, the Twitter machine. You can find me there. But Buffalo Rumblings. But
yeah.
This
if you
show
also
podcast,
my bad. I was gonna say also if you follow me, you'll get it automatically. If you follow me on YouTube, I mean on Twitter, with the name, you'll get it automatically because I stream it automatically there. And
So
I think I'll be able
sure-
to double stream it onto our podcast as well.
Yes.
So I think we can get a double stream. Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure that you guys stay locked and loaded. But this is the Hesi podcast. We're going to be here every single week. All right. We're going to be talking NFL, NBA, college football, the major sports topics that, you know, that matter. You know, we don't spend much time on baseball, but we had to talk about Ohtani.
We had to.
But
700 is a large number.
It's been real. This shit's been real. It's been fun tonight. We got big shit popping, as T.I. would say.
Hey, you all right? We're gonna be here. It continue to grow and get crazy. Tell your friends, tell your grandma, your mama, your daddy, your brother, your sister, your cousin. If you like sports, fuck with your boys.
All right.
Oh, and yes, before that music drop and Sterling get this last,
you know it's about to.
You know it's about to. Hey man, look. Don't shoot your homegirl and blame a nigga for it. Let's go.
This is the Hesi podcast, and we about this bitch.
तेरी यादों का तेरी याद में निहा 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 तेरी याद